I was young, I needed the money.
How's everyone this morning? Good. Look at this. We have an audience. This is a fantastic. Welcome to Aneurysm Creek. I like that description. We blow your minds. And I'm going to ask you during the break to tell me a few things because I feel really grateful today, really happy, really thankful. This gentleman gave me and everyone in this tent a lot of laughs last night. And now we're going to have a different sort of set from him. And I'd like you all to make Martin feel very, very welcome.
Good morning, darlings. Well done for getting up. I saw most of you in the gospel, and I know that what you've done is turned your chair about that much to face here. Now, this is my totally self-indulgent set, which Angie said I could do, because I love her. And I said, if we do it early in the morning, listen to that. Beautiful. Nice and quiet. So I'm just going to do 40 minutes of songs as if it was a folk club, as if I was a folk singer, and I'll give them just a little introductions. I will attempt not to do any comedy at all. I knew that would cheer you all up. That's all right, you can leave if you want. I honestly don't mind. I won't notice you as you go. And weep, sadly. There you go, see, I wasn't meant to do that, was I? Okay, start, Martin. Come on, you can do it. Concentrate. So I'm just going to start with a song by a man called Simon Neil from West Australia. Catch your breath and rest a while before the sun sets on the playground. Your unguarded smile. Be still, restless child, be still. Give your bruises, cuts and tears a chance to heal. You won't be lost or left behind, so just take your own sweet time. Your compass will stop spinning if you will. Be still. Catch your breath and take it slow. Freedom's not a freeway, you've no place to go. Be still, restless traveler, be still. There will always be some empty road to fill. Too much movement clouds your eyes, makes you dizzy and unwise. Will come if you will. Be still. At the center of the dance you will be still. Like the center of a wheel you will be still. At the center of the dance you will be still. Like the center of a wheel you will be still. Catch your breath, don't make a sound. Take your rifle from your shoulder and lay it on the ground. Be still, restless soldier, be still. There will always be some fool upon the hill. There will always be some war, some unsettled engine score, and the fighting will continue until you are still. One way or another you will be still. At the center of the dance you will be still. Like the center of a wheel you will be still. At the center of the dance you will be still. Like the center of a wheel you will be still. Thank you very much. It's written by a West Australian writer called Simon Neale, who very sadly passed away about 4 years ago. But a fine writer of songs, well worth tracking down. And that was for Rebecca, if she's here. Has she made it yet? I thought the other thing we could call this concert is the hangover friendly concert. Because I'm not going to play anything loud. So I'm going to be gentle. And next year, perhaps you can all bring your blankets. But you feel free. Lie down on the ground if you want. And get comfortable.
Don't tempt us.
Excellent. I was going to do a lullaby workshop at Woodford about 10 years ago. Now, you remember that year Woodford had a big hocker with air conditioning in it? Just for 1 year they got it. And it had really long grass because that bit of the ground had not been cut. So when you went into it in midday, it was beautiful, long, dry, cool grass with air conditioning blowing down. And everybody who was going to see a concert just went in there and fell asleep. So you're playing and everyone's like, but that's good. So I said to Annie, next year we'll do a lullabies concert in there, but they never brought it back. So this is the sort of alternative one. Right, now, I will move on to a Jamaican lullaby, having said that. Isn't that lovely? I didn't even know that was going to happen. I must be good at this folk singing stuff. If you recognise this, which you probably will, join in the chorus by all means. A sort of nice, in the keeping with the mood of the morning, a nice, gentle, susurrous chorus singing, if you would. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Know your mama was born to die. Oh, my trials, Lord, soon be over. There is a book with pages 3, and every page spells liberty. Oh, my trials, Lord, soon be over. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your mama was born to die. Oh, my trials, Lord, soon be over. The river of Jordan is muddy and wide, milk and honey on the other side. Oh, my trials, Lord, soon be over. Too late, my brother, too late, but never mind. Oh, my trials, Lord, soon be over. There is a tree in paradise, pilgrims call it the tree of life. Oh, my trials, trails alone, soon be over. Thank you. You are too kind. Now, I'm going to drop the D, because that's what you do if you're a folkie. You tune the guitar in just strange and unusual tunings. Usually, this one's just going to be a drop. E goes down to the D, you see. But if you get very excited, you can tune the whole guitar into like Dad Gad or something like that. Anything you can do with those 7. The longest you can get is Cabbage. Or if you allow hyphens, decabbaged. Yeah. So, that was me in my little room in the northeast of England. I was finally old enough to buy a radio because I'd listened to all of my older brothers and sisters and mother's music, and it sounded just like that. Every single bit of it. So I thought, what I need is to try to find something that is my own. No, I never thought that, because you don't, do you? You just keep listening to the stuff that's put in front of you, and gradually winnowing out the nice ones, or I thought there was anyway. So, whenever I heard a radio station, there was only 2 songs at that point that I ever liked, and one of them was Vincent by Don McLean, photo op, and the other was this one, which is Neil what's his name. Well, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor come, saying something about a queen. There were peasants singing, and drummers drumming, and the archers split the tree. There was a band playing to the sun that was floating on the breeze. Look at Mother Nature on the run in 1970. I was lying in a burnt out basement with the full moon in my eyes. I was hoping for a replacement when the sun burst through the skies. There was a band playing in my head. I felt like getting high, thinking about what a friend had said. I was hoping it was a lie. Well, I dreamed I saw the silver spaceships flying in the yellow haze of the sun. There were children crying and banners flying around the chosen one. All in a dream, all in a dream. The loading had begun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home in the sun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home in the sun. Neil Young, wasn't it? Yes. I was going to say Neil Sedaka, which is why I stopped myself. There it is. Now, if you play open D with that, you get, as you just heard, the song in the key of D. But if you play D minor, you get a much more exciting, what's often called mountain modal. You go to the C, D minor C, which excites the hell out of me, I have to say. Because I am actually a dwarf.
Oh, right.
As in the Tolkien-esque dwarf, of course.
Yes.
You may not know that.
You escaped.
But when The Hobbit was on, I used to love the Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Ring, fantastic. And then when The Hobbit was on, the one thing they really had to do right in the first movie was get the singing, the Dwarven singing right. I knew they wouldn't be able to get the Elven, I knew they'd ditch the Elven singing from Rivendell, because in the Hobbit book it actually is written down as fa la 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 lally, go back to the valley. And I thought, nah, they're not going to get that in, that's just silly. But they put that Dwarven song right at the beginning, where they sing, far old, misty mountains cold. And I went, yeah, that's how dwarves sing. And because it was D minor C, it was actually mountain modal. So whoever wrote that obviously knew their American folk music, maybe. For them it would probably be lonely mountain modal. Just saying. Anyway. I shall sing you an old... I love that. This is an old traditional Scottish folk song that continues to remain very, very old. That was from, I tracked that down, it's a recording of this little old woman singing a version of She Moves to the Fair. And lovely, she's really, obviously given it well. She was quite possibly the one who brought it into public awareness. But what I didn't realise when I heard the recording was actually done by David Attenborough on BBC One. Because if you go back and read his book, Life on Air, he was the first person to broadcast folk music on television. And he got all these different people in and did shows, but the BBC never recorded their early shows, it's too expensive. So they just broadcast them live, and there was no archive of this stuff. But a bit of the people were recording just sound in the studio. So there was a little old lady who had a metal banjo that she played, like 3-string banjo or something. And she's gone into the studio, and this is the first example of studio lights totally screwing up an instrument. Because quite possibly she played all her stuff in tune, but when she sang it, she did this big lead break, and it was just all random notes. Clanging on the banjo. So she'd go, "They long forsake me, my hand on mine." And that's how people remember it now. It's a beautiful song. But she was the one who actually said, "This is an old traditional Scottish ballad that continues to remain very old." As I was walking all alone, I saw 2 ravens making moan, and one unto the other did say, "Where shall we go to dine this day? Where shall we go to dine this day?" I know behind yon old turf dike, I wot there lies a new slain knight, and no one knows that he lies there, but his horse and his hound and his lady fair, his hawk and his hound and his lady fair. His hawk has 2 the hunting gone, the hound to bring the wild stag home. His lady's taken another mate, so we might make our dinner sweet. We might make our dinner sweet. Oh, you sit on his pale cold thigh, and I'll pluck out his bonny blue eye, and with the locks of his golden hair we'll thatch our nest when it grows bare. We'll thatch our nest when it grows bare. There's many a man for him would mourn, but no one knows where he is gone. And the blow when they grow bare, the wind and the rain shall neither care. The wind and the rain shall neither care. And o'er his bones when they lie bare, the wind and the rain shall neither care. The wind and the rain shall neither care. As I was walking all alone, I saw two ravens making moan, and one unto the other did say, where shall we go to dine this day? Where shall we go to dine this day? Oh, I went off. I went off into my little movie land because I see the movie of the song playing on my eyelids, which is why I have my eyes shut. Now that's an old English song, well actually it's an old Scottish folk song called the Twa Corbies that I translated into English for you, the two ravens. And corbies are technically carrion crows, but you don't want that kind of stuff this early in the morning. But what happened was there was an old English song about chivalry and how, called I think the Three Ravens, I think was the original. And the ravens say about how the knight is dead and they know where he's. And he has a hawk and a hound and a lady, but the hawk circles above the knight's body and keeps the vultures away, or crows or whatever. And the hound lies by his body all night to protect it. And the lady comes to where his dead body is, drags the body all the way back to her bower, digs a grave, buries him, and dies of a broken heart on his grave that night. Because that's what chivalrous people do. The Scottish got hold of that and said, nah, they wouldn't do that. Because they're much more cynical, which is probably why I like that version better. So the hawk and the hound bugger off, and the woman's already got shacked up with a new pair of plate armour tights. There it is. So I translated that back into English for you. Why not? Okay.
Scots are probably more accurate.
This is going to be a poem and a song now. Eric Bogle is another fantasy lover. He won't tell you that, but he loves Tolkien and stuff like that. So I've outed him, haven't I, as a fantasy reader. And he wrote this beautiful song called Lancelot and Guinevere. So I'm going to sing that one, but I found a poem that just fits perfectly with it, in my humble opinion. The only thing you should know about a person who uses the phrase, in my humble opinion, is they almost certainly don't have one. But for now we'll go with it. Imho. This poem goes very well with it. And the poem is called The Golden Journey to Samarkand. And it was written in about 1880 by a man called James Elroy Flecker. So see how this goes. We who with songs beguile your pilgrimage and swear that beauty lives, though lilies die. We poets of the proud old lineage who sing to find your hearts. We know not why. What should we tell you? Tales. Marvellous tales of ships and stars and isles where good men rest, where never yet the rose of sunset pales, and winds and shadows fall into the west. And there the world's first huge white-bearded kings in dim glades sleeping, murmur in their sleep, and winding round their breast the ivy clings, cutting its pathway slow and red and deep. And how beguile you? Death has no repose as warm and deep as the desert sand that hides the beauty and bright faith of those who make the golden journey to Samarkand. And now they wait and whiten peaceably, those kings, those poets, those so fair. They know time comes, not only you and I, but the whole world will whiten here and there. When those great caravans that cross the plain with dauntless feet and sound of silver bells put forth no more for beauty or for gain, take no more solace from the palm-girt worlds. When that great market by the sea shuts fast all that long Sunday that goes on and on, when even lovers find their peace at last, and earth is but a star that once had shone. Is there anyone who's never dreamed the vanished age of knights and kings, when magic danced upon the wind, enchanters flew on dragons' wings, a seed grew in the hearts of men, the first bright flower of chivalry, when past and present were as one, reaching for infinity. But in this cold computer age, we fear the future, scorn the past, and stumble on from day to day in a world where nothing seems to last. Can't be proved, can't be believed, legends are lies to be dismissed. Excalibur rusts in its sheath, and Camelot did not exist. Lady, will you go with me? We'll leave this barren world behind. It has no place for such as we. We're out of fashion, out of time. If you will be my Guinevere, I'll try to be your Lancelot. Through storms and shadows we will steer, and come at last to Camelot. 10 minutes. Nah, worries, mate. Okay, that one. Sure, that'll work. Now, you'll actually hear me no better from here than you will from over there. So you may as well just go sit back over there. Now, trust me, this will work. Off you go. I'm not going to do anything funny. Could you assure me that you won't start talking? while I'm singing. Would that be all right if we make a deal? It's a lesson. It's sort of a skill set called being an audience. Is that all right? All right, we have a deal. Only 3 songs to go. You're doing very well so far. All right, I'm going to straight into another Eric Bogle one because now we're there. And look at the day outside, my goodness. It's the world is full of horrible nastiness, but as long as we sort of try to stay ahead of the curve and remember that there's actually much, much more nice stuff than the nasty stuff. Yes, even though there's a great, horrible, nasty stuff. For every, Bruce Watson wrote a lovely song which is worth tracking down. For every act of terror, there's 1,000 acts of kindness, and that's a much nicer one to take away. So an aspirational anthem for Australia, perhaps Eric wrote, for a few more years in the future, but we'll get there. I'm drowning in the sunshine as it pours down from the sky. There's something stirring in my heart, bright colours fill my eyes, as from here to the far horizon your beauty does unfold. Oh, you look so lovely, dressed in green and gold. And I can almost touch the ocean, shimmering in the distant haze, as I stand here on this mountain, on this loveliest day of days. Round half the world I've drifted, left no wild oats unsown, but now my view has shifted, and I think I've just come home. To the homeless and the hungry, may we once more open doors. May the restless and the weary find safe harbor on your shore. May you always be our dreamtime place, our spirits glad release. May you always be our shelter, may we always live in peace. So I'm drowning in the sunshine as it pours down from the sky. There's something stirring in my heart, bright colours fill my eyes, as from here to the far horizon your beauty does unfold. Oh, you look so lovely, dressed in green and gold. Dressed in green and gold. Did you hear the bird call at the end of it? You'll get your pay later. That was that butcher bird that was sitting at my feet yesterday morning. We rehearsed. Lovely. Okay, 2 more to go. We're nearly there. You've done very well. Worth getting that tune, I think. Beautiful. Caroling magpies. Well, I know they're not, but beauty. What a noise. The magpies in England go, ah. But the magpies in England do have a very handsome tail. So yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And there's lots of magpie rhymes, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, and all that kind of stuff. So, traditional old folk song from London. The love-struck Romeo sings a street serenade, laying everybody low. He's got a love song that he made. Find us a convenient street light, steps out of the shade and says something like, you and me, babe, how about it? Juliet says, hey, it's Romeo. You nearly give me a heart attack. He's underneath the window, she's singing, hey la, my boyfriend's back. You shouldn't come around here singing up to people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it? Juliet, the dice were loaded from the start, and I bet you exploded into my heart. I forget the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong? Julie. Brought up on different streets, they were both streets of shame, both dirty, both mean. Ah, but the dream was the same. I dreamed a dream for you, now our dream is real. How can you look at me as if I was just another one of your deals? You can fall for chains of silver, you can fall for chains of gold, you can fall for pretty strangers and the promises they hold. I promised you everything, I promised you thick and thin, and now you look and say, Romeo, you used to have a scene with him? Juliet, when we made love you used to cry. You said I love you like the stars above, love you till I die. There's a place for us. You know the movies. When you gonna realize it's just that the time was wrong, Julie. Now I can't do the talk like the talk on the TV screen. I can't sing a love song like the way they're meant to be. I can't do anything, but I'd do anything for you. I can't be anything except be in love with you. Julie, you made a love, you used to cry. You said I love you like the stars above, but I love you till I die. There's a place for us. You know the movie song. When you gonna realize it's just that the time was wrong, Julie. The love-struck Romeo sings the streets a serenade, laying everybody low, the love song that you made. This will be my last one. This is a song I learned from the singing of the wonderful Danny Spooner, who passed away earlier this year. So we'll leave with the thought of Danny. And I learned it from him at a bar in Malay. Of course I did. Yes, for Danny. You'll notice this. You might have seen it over the course of the festival. Danny left it to me in his will. Oh, of all them come rain. No, money, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, of all the money that I had, I spent it in good company. And of all the harm that I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So then fill to me parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend and leisure time for to sit a while, there is a young one in this town who surely has my heart beguiled. Their rosy cheeks, their ruby lips, my own, she had my heart enthralled. So then fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, of all the comrades that e'er I had, they are sorry for my going away. And of all the sweethearts e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I will gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. I will gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. Thank you for indulging me.
Thank you, Martin. That was a lovely quiet start. Let's make more noise for Martin. Good morning.